In this video, we're going to talk about how you can use freeform BOM to create and save templates that you can reuse for quick estimating and pricing. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take a look at our Mothernode quote, and we're going to start this process here. You can also do this in the order because freeform BOM is an option that can take place in the order. So when would you want to do this? Well, if you want to prepare common products for estimating up front, you can do that at any time. Or if you're in the process of adding a common product for the first time and you want to save that configuration, you can have that for future use. And we'll talk about some of the processes that you'll need to be aware of and some things and considerations you'll want to know about as we go through this. So in this case over here, we have a variety of different options for adding our line items. We want to go over here to BOM freeform. And then of course, this is going to give us a blank slate, and we're going to fill this out and see how we can save this and repurpose this. So in this example, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a post and panel, something very simple, and I'm going to use some generic, very basic items that go along with this, and we're going to do one for an 8-foot post and panel first. We're going to save that, and then we're going to see how we can swap some of those materials out and make it a 6-foot post and panel, and then save that as well. So we have two configurations made. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the post and panel 8-foot. Post and panel 8-foot. That's what we're going to call this line item, and also this template. So here's what I want to do is I want to do my width is going to be 5 feet and my height is going to be 8 feet. Okay, and then I'm going to use my feet to feet. We're going to keep that there, and that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to put a description yet because we're going to see how the description builder automatically takes the bill of materials and will put the line item description for you. So to make things easier in this process, what I want to do here is this. I want to use the chevron up here to give me maximum space, and I want to focus first of all on my materials. Then I'm going to focus on my labor, and then if I want to, I can add a shop drawing or a picture for this product that goes along with it, okay? So I'm going to go over here to click on materials, and now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add some basic materials for the sake of this exercise. So here I'm going to click on Add Component. The first thing I'm going to want to do here is I'm going to say concrete. I'm going to look for my concrete, add this, and then the next thing I want to do over here is going to be this. I want to add my panels. Okay, so you can see here I have my different panels available to me. I'm going to add this one, and then I'm going to look for my posts, and you can see I'm never really leaving this screen, which is nice. And I can just start to look for what I want, and this is the 8-foot post that I want here. Okay, pretty straightforward stuff. Now I'm going to click done, and now we can see here that I have my my materials that go along with this, my components, my posts, and then my post and panel information down below. Now, if there's any pricing adjustments I want to make here, just one thing to note is that whatever I'm going to override here with respect to quantity, so I'm going to need 2 posts as an example, that's going to be pulling 2 posts from my inventory in this case. Any pricing adjustments I make here will be specific to what it is that I'm going to be pricing right now for that customer, that project, etc. When I save it as a template and I add it again, whatever the inventory adjusted price has been at that time, so if the price has gone up and the markup has changed, the template will use the default what is in inventory. That's very important to know that, okay? So it's giving you the generic starting point. This is what this is about. It's a generic starting point to use, and then from that point forward, you can make your adjustments on the fly, okay? So again, it's going to use the inventory pricing that's current at this time. All right, so in this case over here, the next thing I want to do is I want to go over to my labor. And this is where you have a choice. You can either build labor on the fly using these different departments that you have, these different work centers, for instance, that go into fabricating this and, of course, ultimately estimating it. Or if you have a workflow in place, which, again, is going to be a group of departments that are used for a specific product type. In this case here, I'm going to use this sample workflow to just populate everything for me. Then it's going to put in the relative times based on what I have there as defaults and how everything's going to be set up for the number of signs that I'm making, so on and so forth, okay? So I have this, and what's happening here is that my materials over here, okay, are providing my material price, and my labor over here is giving me my labor price. That together is giving me a unit cost. I can mark this up, and I also can discount anything I need to, but ultimately this is going to give me my unit sell price for everything that I have here, okay? Now just also note down below here, you can double markup, so if you need to mark these up independently, you can, and then you can apply a markup across the top here. It's entirely up to you. So let's just go ahead and just add a markup here, tab out of this, and then we got this amazing price for our, amazingly expensive price for our post and panel, okay? All right. So I can use this and I'm happy here. Now what I want to do is I want to collapse the chevron and I want to use my description builder to build out the description of everything I have here. So I can get a vertical description like this, or I can get a horizontal description. So the choice is yours, that if you have a lot of line items in your quote, you may want to go horizontal to minimize the real estate in the quote, but if you want to use the vertical description because you have fewer, or you prefer this look, then you can do that as well, okay? So once you have everything here, again, made out, made here, interior, etc., everything has been classified accordingly. Once you have everything that you want, then what you'll do here is you'll save this as a template, okay? So we're gonna save this to make my life easier. I'm just gonna copy this, and I can save this whatever I want, but I'm gonna save this as a template, and now it's gonna ask me to give it a name, okay? So in this case over here, I'm gonna call it Post and Panel 8 foot. Now also note that you can also overwrite an existing template, okay? So if you need to go ahead and overwrite one of your templates because you're making an update to a product or component that was missing and you want to make sure that that's updated, you can go ahead and do that as well, okay? So I'm going to save the template over here, and now we're going to click Save New BOM Template, okay? All right, perfect. So we made the template. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add this to the actual quote itself, okay? So I'm gonna click on this, save and close, and we're going to add our first line item. We're gonna use that to make a change to make a 6 foot post and panel, and then we're gonna save that template as well, okay? So we're gonna go ahead over here, we're gonna click on Freeform BOM. Again, I start with a clean slate, but now what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go Load Template, Post, there we go, our post and panel 8 foot. Do I want to use this? You bet. So I'm going to open this up here, and you can see everything now has been restored, right? So including my labor, I know that right here because the labor is listed here, okay? And then you can see here if I need to, I can change any departments, but I like it. The only thing that's changing is one component. So let's look at this component right here. I have my 8 foot, okay, post and panel item over here. And then I have the ability here to replace that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, let me just look for that again. I'll just click on posts and call this up. And then now I can see that I have the 6 foot one is what I want. And I'm going to click add. And then when I do that, it's now going to replace this with the 6 foot one. So pretty easy stuff, right? So I'm just going to open this up a little bit more here just so I can see this. I got everything here that I need. I still have the concrete. I still have this panel over here. It's going to be the same size, but in this case here, the posts are going to be 6 foot. Okay, and then over here, I want to put that I need 2 of them, and I'll be doing that. All right, so the next thing I want to do here is I just want to update the description because right now it's saying 8 feet. So I want to make sure that I change this to 6, and then I'm going to say vertical description, and now we're changing this here, and it swaps out the appropriate materials that go along with this, and then I'm good to go. So I'm going to click Save and close. Actually, no. So what I'm going to do over here now is I want to save this template as well. So I'm going to save this, and then what I'll do here is I'm going to add this as a 6 foot. All right, save new template, and then in the future, as you know, I'll be able to pull this up here, and you see when I'm searching for post, I have both of these to choose from, okay? So before I save and close, what I also want to do is I want to change this, right, to be 6 foot because that's my description here. That's my line item name. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to click Save and Close. And then now you can see that I have my post and panel 6 foot, my 8 foot, and this is how you make templates. All right, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, you can find us at mothernode.com. You can also browse our YouTube channel for more videos and tutorials just like this one.